Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ari, and today I'm going to be explaining to you my favorite focal length for talking head videos. I got this new Sony camera at the beginning of 2023 and I needed some lenses, so I started trying everything. I was just out here in these streets, opening up boxes, returning things, trying to figure it out. So like, there is no perfect focal length. I feel like everyone says this, and I'm sorry because I'm gonna say it too, but there is no perfect focal length for everyone. But I'm gonna describe my situation, and if your situation is similar, then I definitely suggest you check out my suggestions because it might work for you. I'm using the Sony A7C to shoot my video, and as far as the lens, I am using the Booyaka. This is the Sony FE 35mm f1.4 G Master, the GM, the Get Money Gramin, okay? This is a prime lens. If you are not really familiar with lenses and the different kinds, I did a very simple, like, what it is video. You can check that out. So I am recording in a pretty small space. This is my closet. It is my beauty room. It is my office, and it is my YouTube recording studio. All of that in like, how many feet? I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. It's not a lot. It's small. So I needed a lens that would kind of be a little bit more intimate, showing a little bit of the background, not too tight, something that could fit in the space that wasn't so far away. With this lens, let's see, how far am I right now? About 2 arms lengths. So this is halfway there, and then we got boom, now I'm touching. Okay, so if you have 2 arms lengths worth of space, this lens might actually work for you. I went with the 35mm because I tested out a ton of lenses over the past like month and a half. Like, let me tell you, first of all, I wanted to try out the 14mm, but I decided not to because I didn't like that the lens filters couldn't be easily applied to it. I know that you can like apply a lens filter on the back of it, but I'm not trying to do all that. That's like such a waste of time, and also distortion. Like, come on now, I don't want to be all like looking crazy in the videos. I've already done that on my own. I decided not to even explore the 14mm, so I left that alone, and I decided to get the 15mm to try that one out. This was when I didn't know what I was doing, and I should have done some more research. But the 15mm is actually an APS-C lens. You can use those lenses on full frame cameras, but I was like, you know what, maybe I'll get something that's a little bit more native to a full frame camera. So then I decided to try the 16mm. Now, if you know Sony lenses, they don't have just like a standard 16mm lens. I had to get a zoom lens. So I got the 16-35 G Master lens, and it was okay, but my issue was that it was so big and heavy. And also with the zoom feature, you can't really use like a gimbal because it's gonna throw it off balance. So I like the idea of using 16mm to vlog, and then having that ability to zoom in a little bit for things where you're doing like talking head videos like this. But the issue was that it just wasn't gonna work for vlogging. It was way too big. So I decided to return that. And the next thing I tried was the 24mm lens. Yes, I skipped right over the 20 and went to the 24 G Master lens. And I thought that that lens had phenomenal like video quality and it looked good. But when it came to like vlogging, it was just a little too tight. So I was like, you know what? I don't think that this one's gonna work either. So I decided, let me just focus on what most of my content is gonna be, which is talking head videos, because I do a lot of like tutorials and a lot of like unboxing and just stuff like that. Vlogging videos are kind of secondary to me. So what did I do? Of course, I did something that didn't make much sense. I just jumped straight to the 50 because I was like, this lens is everything. This lens is incredible. So I went straight to the 50 and I was like, I did not know what I was doing. With the 50mm lens, you actually need a ton of space between you and the camera in order to like capture yourself in the footage. Like, you know, at least like this much of yourself. So again, I'm working in a very small room. So I was like, I don't have the space that I need to make this camera lens work for me. But I love the 50mm, so I actually kept it and decided I'm gonna just use that for B-roll and other types of footage. So this is where I ended up kind of moving back and deciding like I need a happy medium between the 50 and the 24, and I just fell in love with the 35mm lens. So that's what I'm shooting on now, and I think that this is actually the perfect focal length for talking head videos. It's intimate enough, but it doesn't give you like all of the room. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out my next video where I will be talking about the 50mm lens. Stay tuned for that one. Okay, let me get up out of here. Look at what I did to like MacGyver this look here. Don't look at my sweatpants. Oh, see? I'm tripping over stuff. Listen, I got my GVM is like literally on the floor. This is how you gotta do things. Like this is, you just gotta make it work, honestly.